and then traditionally we'll get another live signal when we're actually live. We're going to have a little bit of a pregame show today. Okay, so there's our second live signal, and let's see if we've got decent audio. And make sure we don't have the chipmunk voice. Traditionally we'll get another live signal. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's a good thing the firmware update that I did didn't brick the Video Pro. I did the firmware update, which it asked me to do yesterday, but I skipped it because I didn't want to do it. I was already late for the show. Didn't want to do it, but I went ahead and did it earlier today, and now we are live with the new firmware on the Video Pro and no chipmunk voice. We buy and wear watches that we like. Not sure of your message. They are not an investment for growth, sell, buy strategy. Sell your GSs because they're less popular would be equally stupid message. There you go. Yeah, we're going to talk about this whole investment thing. People are still using this term, acting like these watches are investments. It's still all over the place. And this gentleman, by the way, just posted that he was able to buy the Batgirl with a 3-month wait. He didn't have to buy a gold piece or anything like that. He just has a good relationship with the jewelry store that he bought from, and some of his buddies buy things from there. And they didn't make him buy anything real expensive, you know, but he got that watch after a 3-week wait. So there you go. It is doable, folks. At list price. No doubt you have not listened to Mr. Ship before. Stick around. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to turn on the overhead fan because it is warm in here, folks. We got another warm day here in mid-Maryland is where I am right now. It's supposed to be 90 degrees tomorrow. Close to that today. A little bit on the humid side. I am not running the air conditioning. I'm a little bit cheap. Don't like to run that air unless I have to because it's cooling off at night. So as long as I can sleep at night nice and cool, then that works. And David Williams is in the house. And by the way, we're going to have a guest call in. Let me get Skype ready so I don't miss that. We are going to have a special guest calling in with some breaking news. Okay, so I've got Skype ready to go. So let's see here what else we've got going on before we get into the actual show. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, we still have 5 minutes of pregame show. 5 minutes. I mean, keep getting a dry throat when I'm getting ready to do these shows. Okay, let's see here. Let's get back here. Looking super mint fresh today. Yeah, when we start getting the cooler weather, then I'll start wearing long sleeves and sport jackets and stuff because it'll be quite cool. I keep it, anywhere from 60 to 65 degrees in here in the wintertime. So yeah, I've got to wear a sport coat to stay warm, and usually I go to the cashmere to stay warm. Let's see. Cheat-down. Sometimes it's all about who you know. Another reason to get out of your parents' basements, guys. Hey, and here's the other thing on that note. I really think that some of these watch people can work at being a little more well-rounded and not just focus on just the watch. Focus on what you eat, what you take into your body, get some time to exercise, get a good amount of rest, have a decent wardrobe in general, have a car that doesn't give trouble, that you can just get in and turn the key and go, and and hang around with some people that are in motion and making things happen. Speaking of people that are in motion, any of you all that haven't subscribed yet, go to BriFitDance.com, Bri, B-R-I, fitdance.com, and go click through to her YouTube channel. I now have it pointed to her about.me page, and then there's a big link there to her YouTube channel. Go ahead and click through and subscribe because she's going to be in motion and making things happen. Okay, and Carlos is in the house. I missed his comment there earlier. Just had to refresh everything here. Weather is cooling down in Southern California, already shopping for fall and winter perfumes. So there you go. All right. I don't blame you. That does make great gifts. The young ladies like that. Regarding the car question that we had 2 weeks ago, it is solved. We canceled Evoque, and my wife got, you meant her, Mercedes GLC today. A Mercedes GLC, well, there you go. Absolutely. Got to head home. Blue Shirt Buddha is going to be on the road, listening on the road. I'm already a subscriber to BreFit. There you go. Absolutely. I'm going to put the URL in here just so people know. Let's see here. HTTP / BRI fit BreFit dance, and put the .com on there, so this will be a hot link. See if that works. Okay, there you go, BreFitDance.com. That's the URL. Click on that, and then there'll be a nice icon there to click on to go to her YouTube channel. Give her a subscribe. Give her a subscribe. We're going to be creating some content. On Sunday, she's coming out to an event at Adventure Park USA that I'm covering, one of my sponsors, and they've got a big event starting, Fall Festival, and so I'll be out there on Sunday shooting there. Tomorrow, I'm at the Middletown Heritage Festival, which is a big deal. Really cool event. I try to cover that every year. The weather's going to be perfect for both days. Warm, but perfect. Okay, let's, hey, the Apple Card. How many of you all have the Apple Card? It is cool. The only reason I applied for it, and it's real easy if you have an iPhone to get one of these, but it's titanium, and it is strong. It is strong, but it's evidently it's the right thickness, so you can swipe it. It's got the little sensor thing here, so you can put it in and have it sensed. And it's really cool looking. It's got the little Apple logo. I'll give you a close-up on it. Okay. So, it's pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. Leave it to Apple to make a credit card out of titanium. How freaking cool is that? And here's the thing, it's free to get it, and then if you don't want to, keep the account, just cancel the account, and you've still got a titanium card that you can use to pry things or whatever. I don't know whatever else you'd use it for, but I think it's kind of cool. I wonder how much money they're spending on these things. But yeah, I think they did a really cool job of it. And I like the fact that it's white and then the apple is carved out. And then this is carved out, so you see through. It's really well done. Really classy piece of kit. Put in the chat if anybody else has one of those cards. Let's see here. Never used CarPlay before, but it's really nice. Well, there you go. Apple CarPlay. Absolutely, it's nice. Titanium stunner to match your GS. Yep. First name's right. Yeah, Ralph Craig Ship. My dad's name is Ralph. He's Ralph Earl Ship. And but I've always tried to go by Craig because when I was younger, just so we wouldn't get confused. And I just like Craig better. So, yeah, that's how that works. Let's see. Nice card. Credit cards, no thanks, David Williams. Well, you don't have to use it. Like I say, you can apply and get the titanium card and then cancel the account, and you're good to go. They don't charge you anything. So I don't know if I'm going to use this account or keep it open or what I'm going to do with it, but I kind of do like the card, which is pretty cool. Let's see here. Apple Card not available in Panama or Spain yet. Okay. Apple and Rolex, titans of their fields. There you go. What does the little spanner mean? The little spanner. What do you mean? I'll show it again here. I'm not sure. Oh, but let's show the titanium stunner. Somebody said, "Oh, I don't like the gray titanium. It's all gray looking." Well, that doesn't look gray to me. It looks pretty freaking good. There you go. You people talking about things that they have no experience with. They're experts in things they know nothing about. So, time check here. It is coming up on, it's 3.5 minutes into the actual official show. We're in the official show now. So, my Amex is titanium. Have that box checked. Oh, I didn't know they did that. I got to call Amex. I've got an Amex card. The only reason I keep that one is I've been a member since 1979. And so, I thought that was kind of cool. It says member since 79. And I figured I'd keep that. But, yeah, I'll have to contact them and see if they've got the titanium one like this that they can send me. I think it's cool to have a nice heavy-duty titanium card. I don't know why, but anyway, you need to jimmy a door open or something. It might make it easier. Let's see. Grand Seiko and Android might make better products, but people keep buying Apple and Rolex products. No, Android's not better. Trust me. No. Android is a bag of hurt. Yeah, don't go the Android route. It's a bag of hurt. The software sucks, and most of the hardware is marginal too. And the problem is they don't work hand in hand like Apple. Everything's engineered with Apple to work seamlessly and smoothly and so on. I mean, they do their own chip. They design their own chip so that it works with the software, and they can get everything to really work the way it needs to work. Oh, it looks like the Stevester's calling in. Let me answer this. Wow. Okay, I got to cut to that. Look
Wow,
at that.
wow.
Oh my goodness. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You
Can you hear
got your
me?
audio fixed. I can hear you. My
Everything,
goodness, look at that watch.
you got it?
Holy
Oh,
cow. It's on the screen.
okay, I'm seeing little though. I'm big U.
It's big on the screen to the viewers. It's
Oh,
all that and a bag of chips. I mean,
okay.
it is stunning.
So yeah, that's an Omega, Planet Ocean Deep Black, and I'm riding an Omega High. I told you yesterday, I and two of our staff members, Ethan and Chris,
Hmm.
spent the day in outside of Washington D.C. with intensive Omega training,
Okay.
and very exciting. Learned a heck of a lot, and I think that very impressive training. And
Go ahead and
sorry,
take your call. We'll just keep studying this Omega. This thing
no,
is
you don't want to
stunning.
hear that call. So I squelched that. As one of my
Now, it looks like you've got your autofocus on. It is hunting just a little bit here and there, but I mean, it's
really,
okay. But if you have a
yeah,
switch where you can switch it to manual once you have the focus locked in, then it won't hunt. But
got it.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
got a switch on yours or not.
yeah,
But
I
look at
got it.
that. Look at the orange accents and the orange on the end of the second hand. And that's a GMT, huh?
It is,
So it's got the
and
GMT hand there. That is cool.
it is very cool. And it's a beast. It's 45 and a half millimeters, and you don't want to know how thick.
So that's for somebody like Carlos that has a really beefy wrist.
Right,
He's a powerful guy,
right.
and he goes out on the yachts and all that, and he's out
Uh-huh.
there in the thick of things, in terrible weather conditions and so forth. So
Yeah,
this would be fantastic for that.
yeah. Is Carlos on?
Yeah, he's in the chat. Absolutely.
Hey,
All right.
Carlos.
Yeah, there you go. Now you got it in
Yeah,
focus.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this master chronometer movement,
Mm-hmm.
which means it's been through COSC testing for 15 days, and
Mm-hmm.
then uh, uh, Omega has this METAS testing with the whole watch assembled, gets through 8 very rigorous tests, including for anti-magnetism.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and beautiful piece, very
So
impressive.
that can take really severe, heavy abuse. Is that titanium case or
Uh,
stainless?
no, it's ceramic.
Oh, ceramic. Holy
Yeah,
cow. Wow.
yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
So is that in focus
Go a little bit
now?
further back, a little bit further
Yeah,
away. Right
there
there,
we
right
go.
there.
Yeah,
And now you
okay.
center it. You're not centered.
Yeah, I got a.
Oh, look
How's
at that, folks.
yeah,
Jeez. Oh, Willie, look at that. Hold that right there. Wow. That is stunning, folks. Coming in live from Little Treasury Jewelers. LittleTreasury.com is the URL. LittleTreasury.com. If you don't
mhm.
know Steve, he's the guy. He's the go-to guy. Do you still have a Pepsi in stock?
I do.
He
It's
has a
still here.
Pepsi. He has a Pepsi in stock,
Yeah,
and he's got the Omegas. He's a actual AD for Omega, and he's an AD, of course, for Grand Seiko. That's how we met when I went and I got this diver stunner. I'm going to cut to me
and
real
about
quick, that little
20
stunner
other
there.
brands.
And he's
So
got a whole bunch of others. That's right. And he's going to have the
yeah,
big watch show coming up on the 18th,
18th and 19th,
18th and
and
19th, and I'm going to be there on
and
the 18th.
and hopefully on the 19th as well. Um, we have a lot of different things on each day. And I'm putting up another watch for your delectation. This will be a short visit. I
I
have,
like that suit you have on.
well, thank
That
you.
looks nice. And I like the tie and shirt combination. That looks sharp. Oh, look at that puppy.
Yeah,
When did
so
you get
that's
that one?
uh, well, just a little bit ago.
We didn't see that
Datejust
one last
41.
time.
Yeah, that's got the dark rhodium dial,
That's a
and
stunner.
it's beautiful.
That's a great all-arounder watch. Somebody could
So
wear that for anything.
it was sort of interesting yesterday. Of course, we weren't the only dealers at this training. And I was interested to listen to the Rolex dealers bemoaning the fact they had almost no watches to sell,
Okay.
or no, let's say, desirable watches to
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah. Very
So
limited inventory
they
here.
remarked that the people selling pre-owned might in fact have more than they do in stock.
Well, they do. The gray market dealers, some of them have like hundreds of watches.
Sure.
Well, then what
So
do you have? So this is a Datejust what? 41?
41, yeah,
Okay.
and it's pretty new. It's about a little over a year old.
Box and
It's
papers.
everything. It's in perfect condition. Perfect,
Full kit,
perfect,
folks.
perfect,
There you
perfect.
go. He's got the crown
Yeah,
unscrewed. I see there. See the little gasket there.
yeah,
And that has like 3 or 4 micro adjustments inside the clasp, right?
yeah. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Yeah, very, very sweet piece. Really nice.
So,
So
folks, there you go. You want an all around. Carlos says he doesn't like big watches, so here you go, Carlos. Here's one that's smaller than
yeah.
that Planet Ocean. And Carlos, I think, already has a Datejust with a Jubilee.
Mm-hmm.
This could give you something a little different with an oyster bracelet on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's just a great all arounder. That's how I would classify that watch.
yeah. So that's what's going on there. Uh, we just have seen a couple of new pieces. Well, of course, I showed when I jumped in the other day with our Grand Seiko Seasons watches.
Mm-hmm.
We also got notice of a couple of other pieces that are going to be available that we just ordered. One with a beautiful, unique bracelet on it, and we'll be able to show pictures of that shortly. And
Okay.
those will all be pre-holiday
That
issues.
the suit you have on, that's a suit, right? That's not a sport
It
coat.
is
That
a
goes with a
suit,
suit.
yeah.
Who is that? A Hart Schaffner and Marks?
No, I got this from Ike Behar, and it's a Camaro made in Italy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well, there you
Ike
go.
Behar in Georgetown. We
Yeah.
cooperate with them on some projects, I think, as you
Absolutely.
know. So we got that going.
You're a man in motion. There's no doubt about that.
Trying to. Now let me show you a shocker.
No grass grows under Steve's
Yeah,
feet. Whoa, look at this. Here you go, folks. You want something colorful,
and
all right?
different.
You want
This is
something colorful and different. It's both of those things.
yeah, Alexander Sharikov, one of their candy series, which actually sell very well.
Mm-hmm.
People who want something fun on the wrist,
Mm-hmm.
and interesting layered case.
Yep.
I've shown different variants of this in the past, but this just came in yesterday.
So, folks, you want to mix it up a little bit. That's a
Yeah,
numbered unit right there.
it is.
Yep.
So I
Wow.
have that and another piece just as bold.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I.
that's about 47, 46 millimeters across, dual time, little hard to see the hands here, but again, very
Yeah. Move
playful.
it a little bit further or something. It's a little bit out of focus. Just a little bit.
Uh,
Maybe a little closer then. I guess so.
yeah,
I don't know what you.
there we go.
There. Right
Yeah,
there. There. Hold it right there. Perfect.
yeah.
Wow. He
So,
does some nice detail work.
yeah,
He really
German,
does.
a Russian emigrated to Germany,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the globe there. You can see that sort of Russian bear
Mm-hmm.
hanging in the orange spot
Is
on the
that an
globe.
actual ostrich strap?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
not not a
Not
faux
faux. Yeah.
ostrich.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what's going on.
Sharp.
So,
I like it.
uh, yeah, I thought I'd just check in. I have Brianna coming in here to meet me in just a couple of minutes, and we'll see how that goes. See if she's going to
Absolutely.
help out with some of our.
BrieFitDance.com. That's her URL. Her brand is Brie Fit Dance. She's really into the fitness and dance and health, healthy eating, being
Hmm.
in motion, positive things, no drugs, doing things the right way. It's good to see a youngster that has her head on her shoulder like that. That's good to see. And she wants to learn about tech. She wants to learn about broadcasting and camera work and all this stuff that we're doing right now. So that's all good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's
Anything else to show us?
not at the moment. We have gotten a lot of things. I'm a little behind catching up, but again, I was out at the training and had other things to do when I came back. So I'll get on early next week and catch up with some other pieces that have come in and uh,
We
chat
got
about.
a comment in here. Steve is learning great voice on video. Yeah, he does have a great voice. He could be a TV anchor man, news anchor man. He's got
Well,
that
thank guys. Maybe it's because I finally got my microphone set up properly.
he's got that
So
authoritative sound to him. So somebody else said that's a Datejust for people who like steel sports Rolexes. That's right.
right,
A Datejust is a sporty watch. I mean, I
yeah,
would rather have the Datejust. It's got a more attractive case on it than the super case. I don't like the super case on the new subs and all that.
yeah.
I would
This
pass
watch
on
is a
that. The,
beauty. This is really a beauty. It's
it
very nice.
it really is. It's got the nice dial. Again, that's extremely
Hmm.
versatile for just
Yeah.
wearing any time, any situation.
Hmm.
You can that it's a little sportier than the ones with the Jubilee bracelet on them, so it's a little more versatile from a standpoint of a sport type thing. I like the Jubilee myself, but again, a lot of people like the Oyster and like the smooth bezel like that as opposed to the
Well,
fluted
I
bezel.
think the Oyster works better with that smooth bezel,
Yeah, well,
actually.
absolutely. That's
Yeah.
the combo.
So,
That's the
yeah.
combo for a more sporty look, and that gray dial also lends to that.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, if you want the ultimate like sporty Datejust, I mean that's pretty close to it right there. So
Hmm.
absolutely. Any other questions before Steve goes, folks? Let us know in the chat right now because he's going to be bailing out here. And I'm refreshing just to make sure I'm not missing anything. We got 27 live viewers as we speak and building
Okay.
up. When Steve comes in, they always get more people coming in when they know he's here. So that's how that works. Okay, so you got your event coming up. Any other news?
That's about it. We're fine tuning our little jaunt that we're going on. I need to talk to you offline about that later today, about our schedule. And
Okay. And
on the so
you're gonna do a broadcast live, right?
we're going to try to put that together.
Okay.
You're going to be there, so you're the guy who knows how to do it.
Well,
Right?
hopefully by then you'll know how to do
Just
it too.
just just leave the chipmunk voice at home, will you?
You've never had that on your system. right?
Knocking on wood, but
Yeah,
wow.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
killer.
so Kayleen Bitter, good afternoon, Craig, watching the live stream from the gym today. There you go.
Ah,
Absolutely, that's a good way to do that. Um, all right, well, we'll let you go and say hello
okay.
to Brianna for
I
me,
will.
and
I will.
good luck with all of that.
Okay.
And
And
I'll let you know if anybody needs one of these watches, Steve at littletreasury.com, Steve at littletreasury.com. And then if you go to littletreasury.com, of course, his phone number's on there. Just call him up. Just talk to
and
him.
when you go to the page, go check out our event under the events
Hmm.
page for 18th and 19th, our Watch Time Out 2019. It's going to be fabulous. Have a lot of great people coming
Yep.
and a lot of interesting brands and
Yeah,
some,
you want to be at that event. If there's any way possible that you can make it to that event, it's the thing to do if you're into watches. You want to be at that event.
yep,
And come hungry.
right,
Come
and
hungry, folks.
and thirsty
Come
and
hungry and thirsty.
bring the
Absolutely.
designated driver.
And don't bring a watch.
Yeah,
Just come without a watch,
that's that's a good suggestion.
we can take care of that issue.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Okay, everybody, you
Take
take
care.
care,
Thanks,
and
Steve.
thank you very much. Bye.
Steve, littletreasury.com, coming in live. That's how easy that is, folks. If you want to come in live to the show, just let me know. I'll give you my Skype, and you can Skype in, and we talk about whatever you want to talk about. And that's how we do this. Somebody says, "Well, you know, he's paying you and all that." Well, if he's paying me, I haven't seen the check yet. Check's not actually. Steve is a sponsor on a couple of my community websites, which has nothing to do with these broadcasts. His jewelry store is advertising on a couple of my community websites, but this isn't included in that. Let's see here. I'm just like not real bright in that sense. I do a lot of these things for free, so that's just the way I work. I'm in the stage of life where I like to give back. I like to give back as much as possible, so I do that a lot. I can be very generous. Let's see here. Steve, how many estimated to attend the event in October? So unfortunately, Steve's is gone. David, it'll probably be similar to previous years. It's not overcrowded there. That's what I like about his event is it's well attended, but it's not like you're crammed in there like sardines. You've got room to move around and relax, and but it's a good group of people, good solid group of people. So I mean, let us know in the chat, David. Did you feel that way last year that it was, it wasn't overly booked, that it was comfortable? Okay, we got a comment. We're expecting about 100 plus watch reps, Steve. Okay, so that was Steve commenting as me, so he can do that. 100 plus watch rep. Oh, those are the watch reps. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I, you know, it didn't seem like it was overly crowded last year. I was kind of concerned when I went because I had never been to that event, and I thought, is it going to be one of these events where everybody's in everybody's way, and you want to go get some food, you got to wait in line and all. It wasn't anything like that. It was very comfortable event, and I guess people come and go. They're not all there at the same time or whatever. So it worked very nicely. My friend Paul, who I sold the red sub to, he was there last year. Unfortunately, he has a previous engagement in Baltimore, so that he can't pull away from, so he's not going to be there. Did not attend last October. Attended GS event in May. Okay, yeah. Well, they're going to be similar. It's going to, David, they were similar. I get the two events confused, tell you the truth. It's going to be a similar crowd. Maybe a few more people at the October event, but it's not going to be overly crowded. No, 100 attendees plus the watch reps. Okay, there we go. That makes more sense. I wish I could make it. I get I get to be in class instead. There you go. Yeah, so I think it'll be fine, and hopefully that day the weather will be great. Actually, for me to come on Saturday, it'd be better if we have marginal weather because I've got two other events, a car show and a event at Adventure Park that I really should cover. But if it rains, then I don't have to worry about either of those. Then I can definitely just go to Steve's party on Saturday as well. So I won't have a scheduling conflict. But as it is now, I'm definitely planning on being there Friday, and Saturday is. And even if I cover one of the events on Saturday, I can probably still go to Steve's event. Get there maybe 2 or 3 o'clock. I think it goes till 6 on Saturday, and it goes until like 8 p.m. on Friday. So let's see here. I'm going to refresh this. And I want to talk about Bitcoin and talk about the watches and the investments and all of this stuff. Let's just go through this one more time. But before we do, remember this is brought to you by, let me minimize this. This show is brought to you by the lovely Brianna, Bree Fit Dance. Here we go. Let's play the video. Please help my friend Brianna out by following her. You can go to briefitdance.com, and that's actually pointed right now to her Facebook page. Like her on Facebook. Also, please follow her on Twitter and Instagram at briefitdance, and subscribe to her YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Okay, so there you go. So now that domain name is no longer pointed directly to her Facebook page because we already got the likes we needed on that. Now it is pointed to her about.me page, which has a prominent link to her YouTube. And click on that, and please subscribe to her YouTube channel. We're trying to get her up to 100 subscribers so that she can get a custom URL now on YouTube. Get that custom URL done. We're going to be shooting a video on Sunday, so hopefully I'll be able to put out a pretty good video that'll help get her some subscribers. And we're going to shoot some stills, and have a photo shoot on Sunday. Hopefully we'll get some good content out of that. Let's see. Thomas is saying hello to a bunch of people. Okay, let's talk about the investments real quick. Let me pull up the chart on Bitcoin. And let's see here. Let me go to this one. Let's refresh Coinbase. Refresh this. Okay. All right. So, all right, just to give you an idea here. Okay, Bitcoin pulled back recently. It was well over $10,000 for a while there, but it pulled back. But look here. In the last year, okay, it's up 20% in the last year. Okay? That's not bad. Now, will it go down to $4,000 from here? I don't know. Nobody really knows. But look at the all-time performance. It's up 8,000%. 8,000%. There's only about a month or so of time in its whole 10-year history. There's only been about a month of time that if you would have bought it at that point, you'd be losing money right now. Okay, in other words, you had to have really bad luck if you're losing money right now on Bitcoin. You had to have really bought it the wrong time. 1 month's time out of like 10 years, right? So, because when it did that big peak, that big run up, that was a very limited period of time that it did that in, right? Then it pulled back. And if you've been dollar cost averaging in for almost any period of time, for like the last year, if you've been dollar cost averaging in, you'd be up. If you've been dollar cost averaging for the last 2 years, you'd be up. If you've been dollar cost averaging for the last 3 years, you'd be up. I mean, you'd be up in almost any circumstance if you've been dollar cost averaging in. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. So watches, okay? These guys keep talking about, oh, well, I'm not going to lose money on these watches. And another guy the other day said, well, I'm getting 6% a year on my watches, gain on my watches, and they're a lot more fun than having stocks or, having real estate or having some other investment, right? They're fun and I get 6% return on them. I I I seriously doubt at the end of the day he's going to have a 6% return on his watches over a long period of time. I seriously question that. Because a lot of these people, first of all, have trouble selling these watches when it comes time to sell them. They're not very liquid. They're not that easy to sell. Go on any of these websites that have them for sale. There's a ton of them, and a lot of them aren't sold. So unless you're a high net worth individual and the money means nothing to you, I saw a guy that posted on one of the forums, he's got 10 steel Rolexes, 10 steel stunners. He's got every GMT known to man. He's got all the Submariners, the deep sea, all of those things. He's got them all, right? He's got the Daytonas, all the different dials, all steel, all of them steel stunners, right? He's got like a dozen of them or something. I think he said he had 20. I don't know, some ridiculous number of these things, right? Now, if he's got all that money in those watches, let's say he paid list for all of them, right? Let's say he didn't pay gray market price. He just paid list for all of them, right? He's got all that money tied up in those watches. Again, I hope he's a high net worth individual and it doesn't matter to his bottom line. It's just a blip on the radar screen. It's like nothing. Because if it's not, if it's a big portion of his investment portfolio, then I strongly suspect he could be cruising for a real financial bruising when the market takes a little dump. So that's how that works. The problem is that period of time is when everybody speaks about BTC and people go on board on the hype. Usually that is the time to sell, like it seems Rolex now. Yeah, but I don't really know how many people were buying into the hype and drove that price up. Remember, Carlos, it doesn't take that many to drive it up because it's a relatively small market cap. So you can swing those prices. I suspect that the vast majority of people that have Bitcoin are still up. I suspect that it's a relatively small number of people that took a bath. And yeah, those were people that were FOMOing in, didn't want to miss out, fear of missing out, right? And they were FOMOing in and buying as it went way up there. And they got fleeced, right? That's the way it happens, is money goes from the not so smart to the smart, right? That's the way it happens. But I would suspect that the vast majority of people that are holding Bitcoin are up overall as of now. Now, hey, that could change. Bitcoin could go to zero. Okay, it absolutely could. I don't think it's going to, but it absolutely could. I know most people I know that have Bitcoin that have been in it for a while. Most all of them are way up. So, I think it was a relative small number of people that got fleeced, and they did get fleeced. If they bought it at, let's say, 18,000, if they were that unlucky, and they bought it like 18 or 19,000, and then they sold it, they waited for it to go down to like 3,100, whatever the low was in this last dip, right? 3,100 and some odd dollars, and then they sold it there. I mean, they deserve to lose their money under those circumstances, I think. What a dumb statement on a person saying 6% on his watches. Watches are not investment. I do own Rolex and a GS. Rolex doesn't lose money, but we shouldn't buy watches for investment. Well, we went through the numbers. Basically, most Rolexes you will lose money because of the opportunity cost, because of the return that you don't get. So I had somebody bragging on one of the forums. Oh yeah, I bought this Rolex 10 years ago and I can still sell it for what I paid for it. Blah blah. You can't do that with another watch. Well, 10 years ago, that watch, that should have more than doubled. In 7 years, it should double. So if you paid 6,000 for it, it should be now worth 12. It shouldn't be worth 6. It should be worth 12. So that's where these guys lose out, is they don't realize that a real investment will give a significant return. So being able to get their money out of the watch doesn't mean they're getting a good return. I did that. We did the numbers on it. If you were to buy this watch instead of a $10,000 Rolex, let's say you were paying, back then it was about $10,000 to buy just a Submariner date. Okay, I don't know what they are now, if they're still 10,000, you know, on the gray market. I don't know how much they are, right? But let's say 10,000, we'll use that number. If you were to buy this for 5,000 instead and take the other 5,000 and invest it, you would come out way ahead. This watch would actually end up being free, really, over, let's say, 21 years time. So take that 5,000 and double it 3 times. So 5,000 becomes 10, 10 becomes 20, 20 becomes $40,000. So you end up with this watch and $40,000. Whereas if you would have bought the Rolex Submariner date 21 years later, you'd end up with the Rolex Submariner date only, no $40,000. Okay, and the Submariner date, trust me, is not going to be worth $40,000 at that point in time. Not going to happen, just not going to happen. So anybody that can do math should be able to figure this out. Eric's in the house. Long time. How's everyone? Okay, Eric, you're getting in late. We're getting ready to wrap up the show. Ask any questions you want. Ask right now. Ask away, because I am getting hungry. And let's see. Still can't sleep, but if I'm good for tonight, I'll check out the Beg stream tonight. There you go. A dollar always stays a dollar. What changes is how far that dollar's spending power goes. And that's why you've got to grow your money more than inflation eats it away. Inflation is going to eat your money away year after year, right? So if you don't get a significant return on your money, then yes, your money is basically being eaten away. I think most experts say 2 or 3% a year is what you're losing to inflation. So let's say you get a 10% return after expenses, right? Then you're getting a net 7% gain. All right, that's what you want. You want that gain to beating inflation. Getting a GS, okay, dress watch, there you go. People should consider what happened to Panerai years ago, how they then and now. Well, and also, Carlos, what they should think about is what the Rolex market was like 20 years ago. And, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I was buying Rolexes. The first one I bought was about 40 years ago. And every 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I was buying a Rolex, right? So I was buying Rolexes during all that time frame. And we were generally getting about a 20% discount on steel Rolexes at the AD if we bought new. I bought both used and new back in the day. And on gold watches, I got as much as 40% off on a gold date 8, brand new. Okay? So that was normal. That was the normal situation for years, for many, many years. What we have now, what we've had the last several years, is abnormal. Okay? The abnormal is not going to continue forever. It's just not. It's just not the way these things work. Okay, and I certainly wouldn't bet on the abnormal continuing forever. How's the new Breitling keeping? Okay, let's see. Let's see what else we can show here on the channel. Oh, let's do a time check. Been a little while since we did a time check on the 9F. Last time we did a time check, it was about a second or so slow, which is, I think, how I actually set it. So I think it's spot on where I set it. So let's do a cut here, cut to there, and let's do this, and let's adjust this. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to do a freeze frame right at the 30-second marker. Bam. Okay, so there you go. Same deal. We're about 1 second slow. So that I think is actually where I set the watch, right? Because that's the way it's been the last several times we've done a time check. So basically, it's not changing at all. It's just like spot freaking on, and I'm looking at my spring drive right now, and it's right on the money too. I mean, it's just like right on the freaking money. It's so freaking cool. It's so neat. Um, Today, I set the alarm on my phone. I always use the alarm function. Like when I'm having a show at 5 o'clock, I'll set the alarm for like 4:25 p.m., right? To give me plenty of time to get back inside and to get things set up and maybe shave, whatever I need to do. And so it's so cool that the alarm goes off on the phone and I'll look at my spring drive and it's like spot on. It's like exactly to the second, when that alarm should have gone off. It's just refreshing, to just know that that's just the way it is. I guess I'm just kind of funny that way. Let's see. GS dress watches are the nicest in the range, in my honest opinion. There you go. And this one is kind of like an in-between. That one's kind of like an in-between dress sport. That's kind of like an all-arounder because it's nice and trim. It's only 12 mils thick, and it's a 39 mil case size. So that one can really be forced into an all-arounder. It's got a screw-down crown, so very versatile. And of course, because it's a 9F movement, it's going to be spot on accurate at all times, and you can just grab it and go. You don't have to wind it, don't have to do anything, just grab it and go, which is what I like for a backup watch or secondary watch. Or, the only time I wear that is when I have a long sleeve shirt on, which of course in the winter, as the cold weather comes, will be more often. All right, folks, ask any questions. I'm going to go. I'm going to wrap this up. We've done a good job here addressing the world's issues, I think, and solving the world's problems. Hey, eat right, folks. Exercise. Okay, take care of yourselves. As you get older, you get up into my age group, you will appreciate the fact that you took better care of yourself. I wish I'd have taken better care of myself when I was young. That would have been good. Let's see. Fists sounds fishy. I don't know what that means. Okay. What are the so-called Facebook forums you talk of? There's a bunch of Facebook groups. You're not a member? Okay, here's one. All right. Watch Collectors, Rolex Collectors World. You should be a member of that. There's the one where he bought that watch after a 3-month wait. Okay, let's see if I can pull up another one here. Here's a good one. Here's the Grand Seiko Owners Club. Okay, and this guy talked about how he's gone from Rolex to Grand Seiko and why he did it, and there's I posted that little shot of my spring drive. So that's another cool group. Let me see if there's another group here. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't show you. There it is. There's the Grand Seiko Owners Group, and there's the one that he posted where he went from Rolex to Grand Seiko. Let me see if I can pull this other posting up here. There was one where the guy had 2 watches. He actually got 2 watches delivered. I wish I could find it here. He got a Pepsi and a Batgirl delivered today. Can you imagine? Where is it? See, this is Rolex Collectors World again. I don't think it was in this one. There's a different forum. And there was another guy that posted that he posted a watch and asked people if it was fake, and everybody went in there, yeah, it's fake, yeah. So anyway, yeah. I mean, you guys You guys got to know how to find these groups on Facebook. Just do a search, Rolex, and then click on groups, and then typically what you would do is join the ones with the most members. But did anybody see that posting I'm talking about where the guy, it was today, it went in one of these streams, where he had delivered both the Pepsi and the Batgirl, both of them. I think he's the one that made the comment that he has like 10 steel watches in his collection. This is just 2 more or whatever. Or he has a dozen or what, some big number. So there's also some horological ones that aren't Rolex specific, that are just horology in general. Let me see if I can get a list of my groups here, if they'll show me. I think if I click on groups, it'll show me the ones I'm members of. Groups, let's see here. Suggested for you, categories, friends groups, near you. How come it doesn't show my groups? Oh, here we go. Groups you're in. See more. Oh, come on. Okay, here we go. This makes it easier. Okay. Whoops. All right, Horology Talk. You can do a screen grab of this if you want to. Rolex Collectors World, Masters of Time, Grand Seiko Owners, the Daily Wristwatch Check, Rolex Watch Club, Hula Hoops, Oris International, Omega, Colonel Littleton, that's leather goods and stuff, Watches and More, the Blaupan Group, whatever that is, Archie Luxury, Grand Seiko Snowflake, Frederick Seymour. Oh, come on. It's fighting me here, folks. Ethereum, Baker Park Playdown, that's a local thing. Bespoke Leather, Bitcoin, Wicked Watch Club, Prevost Motor Coach, Theo and Harris Club. Seymour, wow, I didn't know I was a member of all these. People invite me sometimes to join some club, and I'll join it. And you can turn off the notifications on clubs that you don't really want to get notifications from. Seiko Fans, The Big Shave, that's for shaving. Frederick Maryland Models, EDC 365, Wet Shaving, Full-Time RV Living, Seikoholics, Chris Reeves Knives, Luxury Watch Club, and there's even more. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to show more. Goes on and on. Anyway, what I would recommend is join the ones that have the more members, because if you join a group that has like 50 members, nothing's going to be going on there. Premier Horological Institute, Swiss Timepieces, there you go. All right, I'm going to wrap this up, folks. It's been real. It's been fun. And you guys have a fantastic weekend. I probably will not be broadcasting over the weekend because I got a lot going on this weekend, but maybe Steve will. I don't know if he will or won't. But thanks again for everybody for doing this. Do you have an opinion on JLC Atmos clocks? I am tempted, but I'm not sure the little pressure variation in Panama would be enough to wind it. That's a good question. I don't really know anything about those. Maybe somebody will chime in the comments for Carlos on that question. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, I'll see you all at Steve's event in a couple of weeks. Do another quick time check here before we wrap this up.